here in Washington, D.C. at the U.S. Capitol, which you can see behind me. This is the seat of the U.S. government, and we've had a busy week here. So many people informed, opportunities to speak to people about Enoch Burke, our son and brother who's been imprisoned back home in Ireland for over 500 days after refusing to bow to transgenderism. And it's been great to speak to people, and the people over here are hungry. The American people are hungry for the truth, the real truth about Ireland, what's happening in Ireland, and what's been withheld from them by our leadership, our political leadership, Micheál Martin, Simon Harris, during these days.
And it's clear that they're not deceived. The American people, so many, the thousands upon thousands of Irish ancestry here, they're not deceived. They know what's happening. They're hungry for the truth. It was just great privilege to be over here this week, an absolute privilege. We're amazed at so many Irish politicians, north and south, that have been over here. We understand there was a huge contingent from Northern Ireland, Emma Pengelly, Edwin Poots,
Jonathan Buckley of the DUP.
All of these people, I think there was at least 50 up to 100 Northern Irish politicians as well. And I don't know.
That would be a group of various people from Northern Ireland.
Various people, yes. Emma Pengelly must have brought many suitcases full of different outfits. That seems to be the main point of her being here. She is dressed up like a princess, it was said, going to the gala ball. And to me it's just absolutely pathetic that she would go represent Northern Ireland and have nothing of substance to say. She speaks of investment, Northern Ireland investment, she would say the mutual benefits, but there's very few facts given by Emma Pengelly, who she actually sat down and hammered out deals with. I do know that she did an interview on BBC a few days ago, and she made it clear that she didn't agree with President Trump's particular beliefs. So I would question then, why is Emma cozying up to Donald Trump and getting photoshoots taken? It's absolutely pathetic. Then you have Jonathan Buckley. He's wearing the green tie,
the shamrock on his lapel.
When he gets the photo shoot with Donald Trump, when he's doing an interview shortly afterwards with Nolan
on the Nolan show in Northern Ireland.
There's no sight of the green. So these are men and women without backbone, without principle. They are a disgrace. And you know, I noticed also that I was shocked, absolutely shocked, to see that Archbishop John McDowell was part of the Northern Irish team. So they were all here together. Edmund Poots, Pengelly, what's his name? Jonathan Buckley again, and Archbishop John McDowell
of the Church of Ireland,
who is a betrayer of Christ. Who is a betrayer of Christ. I repeat that. Enoch Burke taught in the Church of Ireland school with the Christian ethos. God made them male and female, full stop. He had the key to solving all this saga, this dilemma, but he allowed Enoch Burke to go to prison for over 500 days and couldn't care less if he died in a prison cell. And John McDowell, you are a traitor. You're a betrayer of Christ. You are a betrayer. And I understand you spoke. He preached.
At the Washington National Cathedral, I believe.
Yeah, and he spoke about St. Patrick.
Yes.
And, you know, he spoke about, you know, Patrick crossing the sea like the Irish did, and the mountains and the valleys, and they went to different countries. And he talked about Patrick, you know, with the little children. But he didn't say, you know, that Patrick was teaching them transgender ideology. He didn't say Patrick was elevating LGBT. You know, he didn't mention it there, because he wasn't, of course. Patrick was a Christian. He brought Christianity to Ireland. This man is a betrayer. And you know, one thing he said I found really interesting in this cathedral he was speaking in. I don't know if there was anybody there or not listening to him, but he said that St. Patrick dreaded anybody to be rich. That's a very loaded statement. It's a Marxist statement. And I believe this man is a Marxist with a collar on him and a long robe. He was in business till the late 90s, as far as I know. And then he went into the Church of Ireland and he got the collar and the cloak.
Yeah.
And he's telling us all now to open our doors, open our
cathedrals, or everything, our
to anybody
buildings,
who wants to come in, give up our
property.
houses and lands. That Patrick dreaded anybody to be rich. That's not scriptural. Thank God. When we're right with God, He prospers us. God prospers us. He blesses His people. Righteousness exalts a nation. John, did you not know that? And that's very interesting. Another very interesting thing that happened here is that, Eamon Martin is over here as well. And Eamon Martin and John McDowell had a meeting here in an office in the capital last week. And the topic of discussion was unity between the Catholics and the Protestants.
Yes, and Eamon Martin is the Catholic Archbishop of
the
all Ireland.
primate of all Ireland. So he's around as well. He's here. He was in New York. But they had this meeting where they discussed unity between the Catholic and the Protestant. But they can have all the unity they want. But Christ is outside of that unity.
Yes.
Christ is outside of that unity. We have gone to Archbishop Eamon Martin and he's turned a blind eye to the fact that every child in Ireland, primary and secondary, is being taught transgender ideology, LGBTQ plus anti-Christian ideology, the sexualization of our young people, the promotion of pansexual, bisexual, every satanic doctrine, encouraging our young children down the pathway of irreversible surgeries and destructive lifestyles. And it's disgrace. They can have their meetings, but Christ is outside. They can unite all they want, the Catholic and the Protestant. But Christ made it abundantly clear. God made them male and female. Archbishop Eamon Martin has nothing to say when we ask him to speak out for the children of Ireland, to speak out for the families of Ireland. Instead of that, he's traipsing the world with John McDowell. The two of them are great buddies. And it's time to stand up in Ireland for Christian belief and say no. Stand up for your children. Stand up for your families. Eamon Martin has nothing to say about this. He has nothing to say about Enoch Burke locked in a prison cell, taken from Wilson's Hospital School by the guards to the courts to prison. And now they're discussing stripping him of everything he has. That's the truth about Ireland.
Yes.
That is the truth about our country. It is disgraceful. We're very confident in our God. We're very confident in our God.
Amen.
The truth will prevail. Cursed be that unity that is bought at the expense of truth. Cursed be any unity that leaves Christ outside the door. He that has my words and obeys them, believes and obeys, he is truly my disciple. And I pray that the people of Ireland won't be deceived by the fair words and the fair speeches of these religious impostors, I would say, who care not for a nation who are being stripped of religious belief. They've done it before to our young people. We've had the scandals. We've had the crimes behind locked door where children were abused. Don't let it happen again. Don't let it happen again. It's great to be here.
Yes.
It's great to be here and to get these views across to many, many people.
Yes, indeed.
I also met on the plane so many Irish here. I saw that Mark Duffy was on the plane.
He's
Ballina,
a
the senator.
Senator from
Matty McGrath was also here with his son. He was on the plane. I had a word with Matty. I asked him, has he ever mentioned anything about Enoch Burke? He said he hadn't, no. And I said, why?
3 years.
I said, 3 years, Matty. A man locked up in prison, just because he won't encourage a young 15-year-old to wear the high heels
Yes.
and miniskirt, to go on the puberty blockers path. And you know, Matty said, Asher, you can't be talking about everything. So really, that's not important. It's not important that our young men are locked up in prison. You know, we need men of integrity. And you know, it's disgraceful to see these people getting on planes, coming to America, sitting in front of President Trump, and when he speaks against transgender ideology, pretending they're of the same mind, until they come back home and mock him. It's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. Thank God the truth will prevail.
Yes.
Very confident it will.
Yes.
And of course, we
had
had the gala ball as well.
Yes, you undoubtedly seen those scenes at the gala ball, but we're not one bit apologetic about that protest and that interruption of that event, because when our leadership are deceiving the American people, it's right and it's fitting to shine a light on the truth and what's actually happening in Ireland.
And that's what the Americans wanted to know, because
Yes.
when we were taken out, we were the whole topic of conversation, whether it was the bathrooms, the dining area, the ball they were on the dance floor, but the whole topic,
Yes.
it's been confirmed to us, was Enoch Burke.
Yes.
Who is Enoch Burke? What's really happening in Ireland? And it's no wonder, Isaac, that Micheál went out the back
Yes,
door.
we went in there and almost immediately after we protested, the motorcade was pulled up to the back door, pulled up, I believe, to a kitchen entrance at the back of the building.
At the back building.
Where Micheál Martin, and this isn't reported, it's not reported in the Irish media. He was bundled into the motorcade and driven off immediately. And why is that? Ask yourself. He's refusing to answer any questions from the Americans that were present as to what this situation is about.
So as the ball was just beginning, as they were getting onto the dance floor,
Yes.
Micheál and his wife are being carried out the back door.
Yes, and there were
fleeing questions, Micheál. But the light is shining upon you, Micheál. It'll continue to shine upon you, and also on Simon Harris. Simon Harris is speaking out today, saying that certain people are not representing Ireland. Let me tell you one thing, Simon Harris and Micheál Martin. You are not representing Ireland. You are a spin doctor, Simon Harris. You are a spin doctor, and the Americans know that.